Well, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? But thank you very much. You are the savior with the spiritual touch. Karibu, welcome to my channel. Please, can you subscribe before we let's go? Anyway, as I was saying, can you please subscribe if you have not subscribed? And can you like this video and share it? Anyway, so my name is Lauren and I'm an international student here in Canada, and I do videos about here in Canada about faith. And so welcome again to my channel, and if please subscribe, like, share, everything. Subscribe. I'm just gonna do a moment of silence for all those who have not subscribed. Can you subscribe now? Okay, have you subscribed? Okay, thank you. So finally, today I'm gonna do the video that everyone is wanting to hear. You've gotten that you've gotten like an acceptance letter to school, or you are just starting to apply, or you want to come to Canada. This is the perfect video for you. So if make sure you watch it till the end, because I'm going to give you very important information for free. All you have to do is to subscribe, okay? Anyway, so let's start. So the process of coming here to Canada, I'm going to give my own personal experience of how I came here, what I did, and what I used, okay? So this is it. So the first thing that I did, I came here to Canada in 2021 August. Yeah, I came here to Canada 2021 August, and I started the process of coming here in 2019 December. That is when I started like official process. So it took me around 2 years. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, so the first thing that I did in 2019, I was like, okay, what do I want to do? I want to go to Canada. And so I decided, like, do I want to go as a student or what? So I finally decided that I would like to come here to Canada as a student. Okay, so I did come here as a student, and I just started to like find, like, okay, if I go as a student, what would I want to do? And so I started looking at universities that or colleges that I would love to come to. And so I personally I did not do the process by myself. Someone helped me, but I just went and they gave me recommendations on the schools that I can choose and the courses that I can do. So my number one tip, whatever course you want to do, if you did a course back in your country, if you're in Kenya, whichever country you're in, whatever course you did in that country, make sure whatever you're coming to do here in Canada is closely related to what you did. Because if you are, that is my advice, because if you apply for a program that is far apart from what you did, like that's questionable. Imagine if you were doing, like me, I did food, I did culinary arts. So imagine if I was doing culinary arts and then I'm applying for engineering. The school will be like, okay, this is weird. That's a big difference. Anyway, so make sure that whatever program you want to do, or the whatever program you choose, is closely related to the program that you have done before. And also it will be easier for you, to be honest. Don't put that stress on yourself. Oh gosh. Don't put, the pressure is too much already. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the first thing is just know what you want. Be sure of what you want. And then the other thing, when you are applying for a school to come here to Canada, make sure that school that you're choosing is a DLI, meaning a designated learning institution. This means that when you graduate from that school, you can get a postgraduate work permit that the government of Canada gives you as an international student. But if you graduate from a school that is not a DLI, then you don't qualify to get a work permit. Meaning, if you finish school you're not guaranteed to get a work permit. But if you want to be guaranteed, you have to graduate from a designated learning institution. So that's a DLI. Okay, so and then the other thing, yeah, when you apply for that school, you apply. So personally, I applied in January. Most I think, okay, I don't remember well, but I think I applied, yeah, I applied in January, no, December, because most schools, they open up for international students application around December or September, like during the fall, and then the application closes. Like when you go to apply to a program, you can see that it's closed for international students, meaning you can't apply anymore. So you better start looking early. If your program starts in September, make sure you are starting to look for the school in maybe December to January, around there. So yeah, I started my application in, I think, yeah, and I remember I applied to one school, and the school that I applied to had an application fee. So I don't know if all schools have an application fee, but the one that I personally applied to had an application fee of around 150 Canadian dollars. And so yeah, I paid for the application, just call it application fee. And then yeah, it took like, I think 2 months. January, I think, yeah, I think yeah. And then so they accepted me. Woo. They said, okay, you approved, come to our school. Yes. And I was so happy. I was like, yes, thank you, Jesus, you have done it for your child. But that's where the work starts. I know it's good, you've been accepted, you're like, okay, I got accepted, I'm going to Canada. Okay, that's where the work starts, because you need a visa, right? So yeah, and then after that, so to apply for the visa, after being accepted to a school, you need to come here to Canada, obviously, to study, because you've been accepted. So you need to apply for a visa to come here to Canada. And so when you apply for a visa, like there are certain documents that you need. I am from Kenya, my beautiful country. And so, like, these are the documents that I personally used to apply for a visa. Number one is I needed a proof of acceptance. Like, I needed to prove, okay, I'm going to Canada. What are you going to do there? So yeah, I needed to prove that, yeah, this is where I'm going. Like, the school has accepted me. Can you see? They have accepted. Yeah, anyway, you need a proof of acceptance. And then the other thing, number one, that's number one thing. And then the other thing you need a proof of identity. Like, you are from where? Where are you going? Anyway, yeah, you need a proof of identity, meaning a passport. So I used a passport as my proof of identity. And then you also, so for the financial, this is huge. So listen up. So for the financial, I needed a bank statement for 4 months. Like, I needed to show, okay, this is your bank. This is what you have in the bank for the last 4 months. Like, yeah, that's a bank's for the previous 4 months. That's what I did. I did not have my own bank statement. So I used my parents' bank statement, because they were the one who was supporting me. Okay. And then the other thing that I needed was proof of tuition, like a proof that I have paid my tuition. So when I got accepted to go to the school, I got accepted in February. The program was starting in September, right? So in May, there was a deadline to pay part of the fee. So I think it was like 1,500. Like, I needed to pay 1,500 Canadian dollars to just secure my spot. And so that what I paid in May is what I used as a proof of paid tuition. Some programs ask you to pay for the whole year. If the program is 1 year, they ask you, okay, you have to pay for the whole program before a certain time, and then before you go. So if your school starts in September, they'll ask you, like, by I think June, make sure you've paid the whole school fees, or it just depends with the school. Every school is different. And then the other thing, they're gonna need like a letter from whoever is paying your fees. If you're not paying the fees but for yourself by yourself, you need a letter. Like whoever's paying for you needs to write like, I am whoever, and I am paying for whoever. I agree that yes, I'm going to pay for them, and I'm going to, like, they're just agreeing like, yes, I am the one going to pay for them, and it needs to be signed and I think stamped by a lawyer. Yes. And then the other thing, you will also need the bank statement needs to have around 20,000 Canadian dollars. I think it's 20,000. But also it depends with how many years you are staying in Canada and how many people you are bringing to Canada. And all this information can be found where? In the Government of Canada website. Okay? All this, actually, all whatever I'm telling you, literally, you can just go in the website and you can see it. But I am just telling you my experience so that you can also go and look for yourself. Okay, anyway, yeah, so the bank statement, you need around 20,000 Canadian dollars or more, depending on your program and how long you're gonna stay here in Canada. And then the other thing, in Canada, so we are done with the financials, okay? So the financials, you need the bank statement, you need proof of tuition, and you need like a letter from whoever's paying from you or whoever's bank statement you're using saying that, okay, yeah. And then the amount you need. So the next part is a letter of explanation. So when you come here in Canada, Canada is very different. I know in the US people go for interviews, but here in Canada, when you apply for a visa, there's not even one day that you're going to go to a visa officer and sit down with them and say, okay, and they're going to ask you a question. Everything is done online, meaning you have to, like, you have to write, what is it called? A letter of explanation, meaning like why, okay, who are you, who are, like, just literally it's like you come, okay, I was about to speak in Swahili. It's like you're sitting with a person and you explain yourself. So you just explain like why you want to go to Canada, that you understand that you're going to Canada as a student, that you do understand your responsibilities as a student. And yeah, so you just need to explain you like your future. And then for me, since I did not have any proof of that I will come back to Kenya, my proof was in words. They had to take my words. If they had to take my words to heart, anyway, yeah, they had to take my words because I did not have anything to prove that I will come back to. Like, I didn't have land, I didn't have anything that ties me back. So I just had to explain like, yes, I understand that when my study permit is expired, when I'm done with school, I have to come back to Kenya. So yeah, that's why it's called a letter of explanation, because you're just explaining your situation. Who are you? What? Why am I looking at your application? What's the whole point? Tell me. So yeah, you need to be very elaborative and just pour your heart out, say your passions, like why you are going to do that course, why you didn't go to any other country, why you are choosing Canada, why you are choosing that course. That's why I said you have to be passionate on the course that you're doing, so you can have something to explain, and so that you can be honest, because if you force some things, they just don't come together. But if it's your passion and it's truly your passion, you're even passionate writing. Yes, I am passionate. Personally, I am very passionate about food. I love food. I love nutrition. I love good food. Okay, anyway, so that's it for the letter of explanation. Okay, so if you want more information on that, go to the website. Okay, there's more information. Okay, the next thing we're going is, you also need like to do biometrics. So this biometrics, you can do it two ways. You can wait for them to tell you to go and do your biometrics, or you can just do it yourself. Like, you can be like, okay, I already applied. You've applied, you've submitted everything, and then you'll be like, okay, let me go and do my biometrics, because that's what I did. I didn't wait. I was like, I can't wait. What am I waiting for? Though I would advise you, yeah, you can do it anytime, biometrics, for sure. Yeah, and I went it. You just have to go to like a certain website. I can't remember, but it says in the website, the Canadian website, where you go for biometrics in your country, in your specific country. And then for the medical, you also, if you're staying in Canada, if you're coming to Canada and your stay is more than 6 months, you will have to do a medical exam, like a very thorough, 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 thorough medical exam. Like very thorough. If I say thorough, no, it's thorough. Anyway, yeah, so you'll need to do a medical exam, which costs around, I think, 400 Canadian dollars, if I am not wrong. If I remember, 300 to 400 Canadian dollars. Yeah. And yeah, so you will need to do a medical exam. And I'm just going to give a warning. I personally did my 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 medical exam in August of 2020. And medical exams expire after 1 year. So if let's say you do your medicals in August, like me, I did in August 2020, they expired in August 2021. Meaning if I had to stay, if I had to come to Canada, my medical exams need to be valid. Like I cannot come to Canada with an expired medical exam. And so it meant that I had to come to Canada earlier, so that I wouldn't have to do a medical exam again and pay like 400 Canadian dollars. So I would advise anyone, if you're not in a hurry, and just wait for them to tell you to go and do that medical exam, because you can do it before them telling you to do it. Because if they tell you like, okay, we need a medical exam, after you've applied for your visa, you've submitted everything, they can tell you, okay, now go and do your medical. That's like, it means like, okay, they've looked at your application, they're like, okay, this one we can give visa, but let's see their medical first. Yeah, I don't know, but that's my thinking. But me, I didn't wait. I was like, I need to do, like, I just had that psych, like, I need to do everything now. No. It's so funny when I was like, now what's the time is yesterday now, like it's due. So I was just in a hurry to do everything, and I was like, I wish I didn't do my medical that early. I wish I just waited. So yeah, please, you be take things slowly. Don't be like me. For me, I had psych to come here. So anyway, so yeah, you can wait. Just wait, please. Just wait, okay? And the other thing, so we are done with biometrics and medicals. These are after you've applied, like after you've submitted your application, okay? Yeah, so literally that's all that I had. And then another thing, like any other supporting document, this is different to everyone depending on, if let's say for example, I did a course in back in my country. I did a course, and then I had a 2-year break. So I had to also explain, like, what was I doing in those 2 years, like what was I doing in that gap year. So I explained, like, okay, I was working, where I was working, and then I also explained for Kenyans, we do not need to do IELTS if you're coming to study. I personally did not do any English exam. I just had to prove that whatever I studied in my previous course, I studied in English. Okay, so I just went to where I studied, and I told my professor, can you write for me a letter saying that this school, they teach in English? And yeah, because in Kenya we actually speak good English. Yeah, like in Kenya we are very good in English. We are so good. So yeah, yeah. So if you're coming here on a study permit, you don't need to do any IELTS or whatever. But if you're coming for any other thing, I think you need. This is strictly for students. Please, I don't want to be miss whatever. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, and then yeah, you just show those previous education, those gap years, explain why you have what we're doing those 5 years or whatever years. And then the other important thing that I want to tell everyone while applying is to to just honestly just also because it can be this process can be very overwhelming because it's a process which needs patience. Like you just need to be patient. For me at that moment, I was not patient. That's why I was just wanting to do everything now, now, now. Which is not bad, but just be patient and just honestly be patient. And yeah, just pray, ask God. Me, I always say getting a visa, because it's just one person on your case. You're like, okay, let me read this case. So only Jesus can help you. Because my first, maybe I'll do another story time. My first visa got denied. I applied for the first time and I got denied in 2020. See, that's why I was like, I wish I didn't do that medical. Because immediately I did my medical, I got denied. So I was like, oh, do I need to do another medical? Like, okay, like, where is this going? So I had to defer my studies a year later. So yeah, it was really, anyway, but anyway, I still got it and everything went well. And I thank God for that. And even you, I know, whoever you're watching, like, just be patient and go for it. Trust me, if I am here in Canada, even you can be here. You can just come here and study and follow your dreams. Yeah, it's possible. Let no one. There's so many people will try and discourage you and tell you, no, people like it's so expensive, da, da, da. But trust me, if you want to come here, please come and join us. Anyway, yeah, so that's all that I had. And that's all the advice. I will do another video. If you have any other questions, please ask. Please subscribe. How many times should I tell you to subscribe before you subscribe? So please subscribe, like, share, and I hope this video is helpful. If it's helpful, send it to someone it will help, because that's my intention. If I can help someone in any process of coming here, please, I would gladly do it. So if you have questions, just ask me and maybe I'll make another video. But also go to the website, the www.canada.ca website, and just go to the study and then just peruse through it and just also have your own knowledge, because the information is there. You just have to read it. So thank you so much. May God bless you, and yeah, bye bye.